talk about like comics and other media. I'm Leslie, and this is Sloane.
Hello.
And today we're talking about our 2021 favorites, right?
Yes.
We're a little bit late on that. I mean, it's obviously not.
Hey, it's still the first week of January. It's all good.
Oh, wait, is it? Oh, yeah, it is. My bad.
Mm. But yeah, we're gonna talk about comics, movies, maybe a little TV, and yeah. What should we start with first?
I guess we should do comics. It makes most sense.
Okay, that sounds good. I had like a bit, like kind of a big list, so I'm not gonna like get into like summarizing them at all. But um, what are some of you read? I know we both read like Shadow Life.
Right.
I think we both enjoyed that.
Yeah,
Um,
it's fine.
we did a whole episode on Shadow Life, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We did like we reviewed Shadow Life in another book or something, right?
Right. Yes, we did. So go back and watch that if you want to know more. But it's written by Hiromi Goto and drawn by Ann Chu. And it follows this like really cute little old lady who's like living on her own, but her health is kind of failing and she's, trying to be independent, but her daughters are really worried for her and like rightly so because she's like, has lapses in memory and the usual
Yeah.
issues with age. But I thought it was really cute and it was like a unique perspective that we don't see a lot in comics, which is like older people in general and like older like women of color, I guess.
Yeah, and I think it's also interesting because it's like, yeah, as you said, it's like a perspective we usually don't see. And it's also like, oh, she's like an older woman and she's like been through a lot and she's like kind of rekindling an old flame and she's queer as well. So I thought it just, it kind of addressed like a bunch of different topics without being too ham-fisted about it, which I thought was nice.
Yeah, totally. And there's like a fun like kind of like
Yeah, there's
sort
kind
of
of like funny, weird
yeah, it is really
little like
funny.
little things that happen. And she's, yeah, I enjoyed the character. I thought she was pretty cute.
Yeah. And I like there's like a speculative kind of a speculative element or more like a metaphorical depiction of death that I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, overall, I think that's probably one of my favorites this from last year.
I wasn't sure if we read that last year in 2020. I'm like, these past 2 years have kind of blended together a little bit.
Yeah, totally. Let's see, what else do we read? Did you get to read Stone Fruit by Leli?
No.
So that was one of my favorite ones. It's about like this queer couple, and they kind of take care of one of them takes care of their niece for their sister, and it's just kind of like there's not really a plot or anything. It's just them kind of grappling with each other's like baggage. Like one is like kind of like ousted from their family because they're trans. The other one, the two sisters are, I don't know. There's just like a lot of contention and a lot of like also like learning how to kind of deal with responsibility and family roles
Mhm.
in kind of like interesting ways. So that was one of my favorite ones. I think Leli also has like a really interesting style. They use like brush and ink, and all of it is kind of like shaded in these like this really like nice. I'm not sure what kind of blue this is, but it's really pretty.
Kind of like indigo-ish, I think.
Yeah, like kind of like a washed out indigo. But I just thought it was really sweet, and I really like comics that just explore like intimate character dynamics and don't
Right.
like um, get held up by trying to like I don't know advance a certain type of like plot or like climax. Like there's not a resolution in the end to this. Like it's just these characters are like okay, we're still gonna have to figure this out, and we love each other, but this is not like suddenly solved. So yeah, I really liked it.
Cool. I'll check it out.
Yeah. What's another favorite of yours?
Well, I feel like I didn't read that many comics this year. I mean, I
Mhm.
read comics, but nothing really stood out to me. I think that the one that I was reading that I liked was Tokyo Revengers.
Oh, okay. I've heard a lot about that.
I'm not caught up. I was reading, I think I was like on, I don't know. I read like a good amount and I got pretty tired of it. Not like
Yeah.
tired of it, but I was just like reading. I read several volumes in like a day.
Oh, cool. What is
Um,
it about?
it's so Tokyo Revengers is a manga series by Ken Wakui, and it's about like this. Well, it starts out. It's basically about time travel. It's kind of like
Okay.
so. It's like this guy who kind of he was a like a teenage delinquent, and then he grows up and he kind of has like a dead end job. Like he works at like a video store, and he's doesn't have a lot of prospects.
Mm-hmm.
One day he finds out that this girl that he dated in high school was killed or murdered. She was like run over by like a car or something.
Mm-hmm.
He also finds out after coincidentally saving her little brother that he can travel through time and like go back to the time where like, when he was a teen and kind
Huh.
of and then so like I think like whenever they touch he can like go back and forth, but it's kind of his circumstances change every single time he changes something in the
Hmm.
past.
Okay.
So it's pretty fun. It's like, it's like a mix of a little bit of like a gangster manga and also
Mm-hmm.
kind of like sci-fi-ish and also like, drama and a little bit of comedy. It's pretty cute. There's a lot of characters.
Nice.
I
Yeah,
haven't,
it seems really interesting. I want to give it a try.
yeah, I think it's pretty solid for what it is.
What is it that draws you to it? Like, I find like I don't know, time loop stories are kind of hit and miss for me. I feel like they can be
True.
very obviously predictable, but yeah, what is
Um,
like the main draw for you that like kind of got you hooked?
I guess I just want to know what's going on because it's very much like they're like, oh, like why did this character eventually do this thing? So I
Right.
think speculative stuff like that is kind of interesting to me, but yeah, I feel like, it can get kind of repetitive and maybe predictable, but I feel like with this series, I didn't necessarily feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also, your mileage may vary.
Right.
I'm
Gotcha.
interested to see what you think or if you like are not into it at all, which is totally understandable.
Okay. Sounds cool. Let's see what else. We read a lot of Chainsaw Man. Well, we read all of Chainsaw
Right.
Man.
Is that this year?
Um, that was this year, yeah. Um,
I like Chainsaw Man, but I haven't really thought about it in a while.
yeah. I mean, we did do an episode on it, and I think we were pretty into it. The artist also did like that short, kind of like novella length comic about the two cartoonist girls. Do you remember that? Did you ever read that?
Oh wait, no. I think I read something else that he did.
It was like something he just put out all at once, but that was also cute. It was about like a shy like cartoonist girl and one who's like a real go-getter, and like one eventually one is like murdered and it like weighs on the other one. And
Okay,
anyway, there's also like some kind of like speculative time stuff happening, and like
right.
kind of like regret driven time jumping, or yeah, it was really interesting and kind of like sweet and
Okay,
bittersweet,
well,
I should say. But
we
I
were
like that
thinking
one
about
too.
totally different things. I was like, I think
Wait,
I
what
might
were
have.
you thinking of?
I don't know. I feel like I read something else by him that was like about like two like art like a sister artist or something. I don't know. It was I
I
don't
think
really
it's probably the same thing.
Is it really? It was like about like someone that was doing paintings and stuff.
Yeah, it
Anyway,
was like two artist girls.
oh.
But what yeah, like one becomes a fine artist when she realizes she breaks up with her friend who does comics. She pursues like fine
I don't
art.
remember this. I feel like I don't know. Maybe we're talking about different things.
We'll see. What else did I like? I liked I'm just gonna list a few because I don't want to like summarize, but like Heaven No Hell by Michael DeForge. That was like a highlight this year. Number 5 came out by Taiyo
Right.
Matsumoto.
Isn't
Um,
is that a wait? No, I think they only had that one in like French or something.
oh yeah. They haven't. I mean,
I
when was
remember.
the last thing that was translated by Matsumoto? Was it Monster? Like, I feel like it's kind of been a while, no?
Yeah, I think so. And he's
Which like Monster came out
funny
like
and funny
several
and
years ago.
yeah.
So
Well,
it's interesting that like I don't know like why suddenly they're like taking a chance on him, because apparently like I was listening to my other friend's podcast and they were saying that Monster actually didn't do good. So that was another reason why I don't think.
Well, there was. I remember like I was talking to my friend who like, you know, was working at Viz, and she said that she recommended a lot of artists that I personally like, but then like they weren't like didn't sell well, especially at the time. So
oh, interesting.
they're kind of like not taking chances, but now I kind of see like the same artists like when they have more like longer series, like they're taking chances on that maybe. I don't really know. And I mean, I feel like it's kind of Tao Matsumoto's had like a gradual come up over like the past 10 years or so. So it's not really that crazy to me, but yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's just more like the gap. Like it's strange, but yeah, it's interesting. What
I
else?
also think it's just like, you know, I think when the Tekken Concrete movie came out, people just were like, what is this? This is an anime to me. So I think I feel like now people maybe are more receptive to that. I'm not sure.
That makes sense. Yeah, the book is really pretty. It has this huge, like the number 5 on the cover is like all what you call it, like foil, like holographic foil. So it's really cool. The other ones I liked, Red Rock Baby Candy by Shira Spector, which is like this really chaotic, like visually chaotic kind of like memoir and like meditation on her like trying to get pregnant, dealing with like her father's like cancer and dealing with his death, and then just kind of like digging into memories of her family's past. And it's just like really visually striking. I don't think there's really anything like this. I don't know. It's like kind of like Linda Berry-ish, where it just feels like someone's just kind of like moving on instinct across a page. And it feels very like unpretentious and like exploratory, and like I just really liked reading through it. Every page was kind of like a surprise to me. So that was like one of my favorites this year too. I really recommend it. What else? Devil's Candy finally got printed by Viz. Picked up and printed by Viz. I really like Devil's Candy. It's very cute.
I think I have the first volume from when they kickstarted that.
Oh, cool.
I don't have the Viz version, but
the Viz version is a little bit smaller. I think it's like standard manga size.
Yeah, I think that one's kind of more like.
And I think the Kickstarter version
print manga bigger. For
yeah. What else? I liked Peepers by Patrick Keck. My begging chart, that was one that I thought was like really funny. That is by Keeler Roberts. And she's just like really, she's a mom, and it's just kind of about her dynamic with her daughter and just being a mom and an artist and a daughter herself. It's another like really family focused one, but she has a really like dry sense of humor. And I just really enjoyed it. I like irreverent mothers. What are some of yours that are what's your next favorites? I've been like rattling off a bunch.
I feel like I just read a lot of older comics, so they weren't like current.
Okay. That's
they weren't, like,
totally
they didn't come
valid.
Out, like in the past year, so it's like I don't know.
Okay, I'll keep going then.
I mean, I think I had like a little phase where I was reading a lot of Gabrielle Bell comics, which didn't come out in the past year. They were just like older comics, so I just read like a bunch of her autobio comics, and I was like, this is very interesting. Lived a very weird life.
Yeah, she's super funny. I love her work.
I love how like I don't know, there's like this like candid quality to it that I enjoy.
Yeah, totally. I love how like just kind of like shameless she is and not self-conscious about anything.
It's like kind of a bit of both. Like there is obviously a sense of self and like you know, there's like, yeah, you know, you get a sense of herself. Like it's not like everything is just out there, but at the same time, it's like there's so much out there. Like, what is actually being real?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what. Did you read Junji Ito's Censor?
Oh yeah, I did read that. I didn't like it that
Oh,
much.
okay.
It's not like in my top favorites.
It's not in my top Junjis, but I really liked a lot of the visuals. I think hair is kind of like a fun motif for him to explore, and I think he did it pretty well. But yeah, there was story-wise, I thought I found it kind of lacking, but just for the visuals alone, I was like, okay, I do like this. I like
I mean,
seeing
yeah,
these follicles like break through people's skin and like
yeah, I think I like some parts of it. Like some parts of it like made me laugh. Um, you know, like at the end where he has his afterword where he was like, I struggled with this. I'm like, yeah, I could kind of tell that it
oh
seemed
yeah.
struggle just because I think that there was like there was like a little bit of an imbalance, especially like in the second half, I think,
Mm-hmm.
where it kind of felt like he wasn't really sure what he was going to do with like the character Kyoko,
Right.
the girl, I guess.
Yeah.
But I thought it was interesting. It's like an interesting exploration.
Yeah, definitely. Um yeah, I'm trying to think of, I know he also had like a bunch of other collections come out, but I wasn't like totally blown away by them.
Which other ones came out this past year?
He had Love Sickness. That was another one that came out.
Is that the one with the guy?
Yes.
Oh, I remember liking that. I don't have
Yeah.
a collection though, but
Yeah, there was one with like a creepy brother and sister, a guy who has like an obsession with like this like one note joke that no one laughs at. Um and then like the Ribs Woman, that's like one of his classics.
I like I think that I don't know why for some reason when you said that it kind of reminded me of like this Sue Hiromaru like short with this guy that's like trying like he's like I feel like it was like he was trying to like listen to sounds or something and he was like really into music and then he was just like going insane because like he was like hearing noises or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me of that for some reason.
Yeah, totally.
I think he has a new book coming out this year
Oh, really? Nice.
called Liminal Zone.
Oh, sick. Yeah, he's awesome.
Really cool.
Let's see, what else? Have you read any of Brecht Evans? He's like a Dutch. It's like a Dutch artist. He had a book come out called The City of Belgium this year, which is about like 3 characters, and each of them goes on like their own little.
2018.
No, it came out last year.
Oh,
Google is lying. I was like, why did I get it in
I wish there was like a scholastic book order. Like I don't know if you had this in elementary school, but there was like, you know, every month or every 3 months, I think I would get like this book order. You could just like order like whatever new releases they had.
Oh yeah, I know. I love that.
They had that
like tick them off.
Yeah.
I love the book fair.
I know, I love it. And then in a couple of weeks you get like stacks of books.
Yes. So exciting. And you can get like little pencils and erasers and notebooks. Oh yeah.
I miss a book fair. When's the next book fair?
Yeah. But yeah, City of Belgium, I wasn't like, I don't know, I wasn't super taken with like the characters, like a lot of it is like dialogue driven. There's not like a strong overarching plot or anything. But just like visually alone, it's like, again, just like super stunning. Everything is like painted. And again, like there's like no 2 pages that are the same. There's tons of like what is the word, like kind of like cutaway images of like buildings, like the restaurant the characters are in, or like kind of like interesting like overhead shots. And I just like lots of like crowd scenes that are just like you can just like stare at them forever because they're just like so filled and like dense with detail. but yeah, that was like really inspiring to me.
I think I only have two of his books. I have like The Wrong Place and like what was the other one?
Yeah, this one was really good. Like,
Making of. I don't remember which one. I feel like I read one of them and I really liked it. And then the
mhm,
other one I think I read a bit of, but I didn't finish reading
I
it.
see.
They're very
Mhm.
dense.
Oh yeah, they're super dense.
You
So
check out.
yeah, I really like that one.
Check it out.
And let's see, what else do I have? Celestia, which is like Manuel Fiore's new graphic novel, which is about like, it's been a while since I read these, but it's about like, pretty sure like psychics. Um, but he's like one of the guys that also does like really beautiful like watercolor comics. So even when like his last book I didn't really like, even though it was like really pretty, I find his like writing kind of like tedious and like kind of like cliche
Mm.
and a little bit misogynist, which is like fine. Like that doesn't like usually bother me, but it just like bores me, I guess.
Yeah, I
Um,
understand. It's kind of
yeah,
like I feel like there's some people have like a really knee-jerk reaction to stuff like that. But I feel like for me, I'm like, yeah, sometimes I just get bored of it. Like it's not necessarily offensive. Like I don't like it, but I'm not like
yeah,
I'm not gonna throw the book at the wall or anything.
yeah, exactly. And also just like, I don't know, there I feel like his like dude characters, which are usually the protagonists, also always have like the same sort of like mindset around like their love interests and stuff, and that's also like a bit boring to me. They're always like, like mysterious and like unknowable, and they're kind of like not put on a pedestal but kind of made like mythic in a way.
Yeah.
um and again, I'm just like, okay. But yeah, there was a lot of like beautiful art in this.
I love his
And
art. I just have never really been super into the stories. Like it's
yeah,
never
yeah,
struck me as being like, oh my God, like I'm so into this. It's just really pretty.
yeah, totally. um but yeah, it's just kind of like these two people that are like, I think they flee to the island of Celestia, where there's like a group of like telepaths that are kind of like holed up there. And then they have to, actually I think they're on the island and they have to flee to the mainland. And the world is like changing and they have to like, I don't know, confront like the people on the mainland who are kind of like prisoners sort of.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was like, I think it was better than his last one, which was also kind of about like, not about telepaths, but it was kind of about like UFOs and kind of like escaping, I don't know, escaping this like haunting, well, not imagery, but it's like, I'm trying to think of the word for it. Basically just something that's haunting these characters and they're trying to outrun it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
I see.
yeah, I like this one. This was interesting. Um, what else? And then I guess my last little run of books I enjoyed. Oh, I will say another favorite is Dear Mother and Other Stories by Bonnu Pratap. Um, and he's just like a really funny artist. He draws like really grotesque, like twisted figures. They're
Mm-hmm.
like almost like taffy like in how he like twists and draws their like anatomy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I find it like really fun and like striking to look at. And also his stories are just like kind of absurd and funny and strange. And yeah, that was probably one of my favorite little collection of comics too.
Cool.
Um, and then yeah, I think, and then like some honorable mentions would be like Crash Site. Hold on, I gotta see who, I forget the author's name. This is also a Fantagraphics book, but this was like really funny. Um, by Nathan Cowdery. It's a story of Rosie, who's a young a young drug trafficker,
Mm-hmm.
um, and her dog Denton, who she uses to mule drugs across international borders.
Mm.
And when they're like flying, their plane goes down, and it follows like Denton's basically adventures of like getting rescued, and it's just like really funny and gross, and Denton's like obsessed with like Rosie, and he's like a cute, like disgusting little dog. Yeah. And then what else? I liked Thirsty Mermaids by Kat Leigh, which is like pretty surprising because I'm pretty anti-mermaid. But I really like
this is news to me, but okay, go.
They're just like not my favorite. And I feel like I've been overrun by mermaids because of mermaids. So now I have like a kind of like cringe reaction to the concept of mermaids, but these mermaids are like actually pretty cute and funny, and I like the artist's like cartooning style a lot.
That's good.
But yeah, just a little tidbit about me.
If you want to know anything more about me, I'm sick of mermaids.
I'm sick of mermaids, yeah.
Other mythical creatures? Other mythical creatures have been ruined by themed drawing.
By memes, yeah, pretty much. And let's see, I thought The Short While, I had a lot of issues with it, but I thought it was still like an interesting read, by Jeremy Cerezi, whose cartooning I usually always like.
He's very good at drawing and painting.
Yeah, totally. He's like an incredible cartoonist and painter. And then the last one I'll mention is Knockout, which is the story of Emile Griffith. And it's drawn by let me see, Reinhard Kleist. And this is just a memoir of him when he defeated a Cuban fighter, Benny Perret. Mm-hmm. And then it just talks about him being like a bisexual, like Afro-Caribbean athlete, and like his life in the 1960s. And it's just really well drawn, like beautiful classic inking style. It kind of reminds me of Yvonne Lagbe. So just like a really like textural, like inking style. And I don't know, a lot of time like memoirs for me, or like more like educational comics come across like really dry, like they feel very like workmanlike. But for me, this one felt really like, okay, like this cartoonist is really like putting their all into it. So I really liked reading this book. Yeah, and that's my rundown of comics I liked last year. Yeah, the only reason I got to read all of these because I'm doing that book judge thing, which I also will do next year. So
nice.
So should we do you want to do movies or TV next?
We can do movies. I think I watch more movies.
Okay, let's do that. Why don't you start us off?
So I just looked at my letterbox, so I just chose whatever I had higher ratings of.
Yeah.
So I have Titane, I have The Tragedy of Macbeth, which I watched actually on like the first day of.
Oh, nice! I want to see it so bad.
It's cool. It's like very it's very theatrical. It's very like play-like, which I like about it, and it's not like super long. I feel like it's like an hour and 40 minutes or something.
Okay. I
also like Barb and Star.
Yeah.
Which I kind of didn't realize it came out this year, but
I know, that's crazy.
Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar. It's very goofy, very up my alley in terms of humor.
Yeah.
Did you like that movie?
Barb and Star?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I thought it was super funny.
It's just goofy. It's silly.
Yeah, no one's really making like zany movies like that anymore.
Yeah, it kind of gives me kind of like a little bit like a Romeo Michelle vibe.
Oh yeah.
Like a little like kind of just like, silly like weirdos.
Yeah, totally.
I also liked Licorice Pizza. Did you watch that one yet?
No, I haven't gotten to see it yet.
I enjoyed it. I mean, a lot of people don't like it for many reasons, I guess. I thought it was like, I feel like Paul Thomas Anderson's very good at portraying like a certain type of emotion that I don't really know how to put into words sometimes. I think he's really good at showing the interaction where one person feels very uncomfortable, but the other person keeps on making them feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's this very like tense and weird, um, weird interaction where you don't really know how to extract yourself from that.
Right.
I feel like
Mm-hmm.
he's good at that.
Totally.
I also liked the card counter. Um,
Nice.
the Paul Schrader movie is that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's it's very like it kind of feels old fashioned to me, if anything. weirdly, weirdly like kind of like an older movie.
Mm-hmm.
I also like The Green Knight, which we did an episode on, and I like No Sudden Move, which I think Sloan didn't like.
Yeah, right.
But I
You are
mean,
correct.
Titane I liked a lot more than I thought I would, just because I feel like that movie is kind of hard to describe. I feel like it's very like vibey.
Yeah, yeah. I think that one's like my favorite, like my top favorite of the year. Yeah, I like movies that feel like they've organically kind of come together. Like nothing that happens in there is like expected. There's no like, oh, of course she's gonna like do this because this happened.
No.
Like no, like you can't, like it's so specific to her like logic and train of thought that she just feels like, to me, like so real and like strange. And that actress is like incredible. Like apparently that's her first big role.
Yeah, she's like an artist or like an editor for magazines and stuff or something, right?
Yeah, which is like insane to me because the way she, I don't know, just like bounces off and like reacts to, like, especially the dad character is just like incredible to me. Like she's very like not deadpan, but she's just like got this like glare to her.
She
And
has
then
like
when
she has like a weird like kind of disconnectedness to her, which I is like definitely part of the character.
yeah. And just, yeah, all her deliveries were just like amazing to me. Like they're really subtle, and I love also just seeing her like kind of like her expression will kind of like give a little when she feels a little sympathy
Mm-hmm.
for the characters around her, which is like rare. But yeah, I loved Titane.
Did you have any other favorites? What was your
Yeah, let's see. So ones that you didn't mention, I liked Saint Maud. I don't know if you saw that one, but that's about like this like caretaker girl who is like a kind of like a religious fanatic, and she starts kind of like hurting herself in order to like hear the voice of God.
Mhm.
Um and there was like a lot of fun dynamics at play. Like she's like taking care of this woman, I believe, who has cancer, and she's also like kind of like rich and like worldly, and she's constantly making fun of Maud because she's so like plain and like boring and like religious. And she's like constantly like challenging her, like, why can't you just like, you know, be normal or like go out and have fun?
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like Saint Maud. Shiva Baby, that one was really fun. That was about a girl who's like sugaring for this guy, and they go to is it a funeral? I can't remember if it's a funeral. Yeah, it's a funeral for
Mhm.
like her relative or whatever, and the guy that she's sugaring for is there, and so
I
it's
think
like,
it's poster for those.
yeah, it's like her holding like a bagel, and like she's in like a big whipped
Yes.
gown like made of cream cheese or something. But yeah, that's just like an hour or so of like her freaking out, trying not to like reveal what that she's sugaring in front of her parents. And
Mhm.
also the guy's wife is there, which she didn't realize that he was married, I don't think, and has like a newborn baby. And
God.
so, and then she becomes like kind of vengeful and is like trying to like hint at stuff to like break them up. And anyway, it's like really fun,
Okay.
and nasty. Um, let's see. I liked No Time to Die. I liked Benedetta.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, that one's also very fun. The Last Duel, that was really good. I liked The Novice. the actress in there really like carries the entire thing. Basically, she's becoming like a professional rower in her university, but she's just got like she's like one of those people that like has to be the best at everything. So she's trying to basically just going hard in rowing, and she like pisses herself, and she's like gets injured at one point and doesn't treat herself, so she gets like blood poisoning basically, but doesn't. And she just like continues to like train until she's like passing out, and it's really good. I love watching someone who's just like psychotically determined.
I'm like, I can't relate to that, but
yeah. Just the slightest discomfort, and I'm like, oh no, never mind.
I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm
fine. What else? Let's see. I liked Pig, though that's like lower on my list. Evangelion, that was like a highlight of the year.
I haven't seen any of the new movies. I was like, I guess I'll wait until they all come out, and they're all out, so I'm like, I guess I'll have to watch these.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it kind of responds, I don't know. I wasn't crazy about the rebuilds, I guess. But I feel like this one is like a response to like the entirety of both the series and the old movies and stuff. So I liked it.
Isn't also kind of like a reaction to like fans as well?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. Yeah. And then I liked Old. That was like really fun. And I liked The Lost Daughter, which was like my last watch.
Oh right, that was like that Netflix movie, right? I haven't seen it.
I really like that. It's Maggie Gyllenhaal's debut. You got scared? Why?
I saw it because they just start playing a snippet, and I was like, what am I watching? I don't know why. Like whenever
like two women arguing.
Yeah, whenever they just have like a little weird moment, like because sometimes they'll just play a trailer, right? And then sometimes they just play a snippet, and the snippets always throw me off because I'm like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah, like what is happening?
Like, can you give me some context for this? Yeah, I'll check it out. I remember you saying that you liked it.
Yeah, I really liked it. Again, I like an irreverent mother, and like I guess she's not irreverent, but she's kind of like she's just like really messed up, and she's trying to like make another like woman that she meets who has like a kind of like troubled child also into like a messed up mother kind of. Yeah, Dakota Johnson it took me a minute to like recognize her. She's looks totally different. They have her in like smudgy like eyeliner and like black eyeshadow and dyed black hair, and she looks very
kind of one of those faces where it's like once you like recognize her, but if you weren't like looking for her, you wouldn't necessarily be like, oh yeah, that's her.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, I really liked Olivia Colman, and then Jessie Buckley, who plays like a younger version of Olivia's character, was just like, it was great.
I love Olivia Colman.
Yeah, she is awesome. And yeah, that's it for all the other ones that you didn't mention. Like, I don't know, I didn't have like a super strong connection besides Titane with the other movies. Like they were just kind of like it was like solid.
Daddy. You're like, these don't have a steroid daddy in the
steroid daddy, and like
there's no like
incest
like weird
and
body horror.
Yeah, just hard to top Titane.
Serial murder.
Yeah. There's just so much. It's just so like layered with like
it's very rich with very many uncomfortable elements.
Yes, lots of like nasty notes to like pick up on, and like
weird like a weird Venn diagram of like discomfort, like different layers of discomfort.
Yeah, agreed.
Like this is like about Titane again, but I like all the boys at the fire station.
Yeah,
all my sons.
Yeah. They had so many dance parties.
I know that. I was like, this is like crazy.
I was like, oh, cool.
I really love that like weird dance party moment.
Yeah.
So uncomfortable.
Yeah, I love both of them. They were like so good. Yeah, so those are our favorite movies. Should we move on to TV?
Yes, we can do TV.
Sweet. So I think probably both of our favorites was Pen 15, right?
Yeah.
Like probably
Does
by
that count? It's
far.
like the second half. It's like the second half of the second season, I guess. The
Yeah.
last half.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. It's hard to describe like how much it does. And like, I feel like there's not a lot of media in general that covers the expanse of like young girl childhoods as well as it does, specifically in the 2000s. So it's like incredibly impressive to me.
So specific, but also like weirdly universal.
Yeah, totally.
So it's really I think there were things that I liked about every single episode that came out.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked the I really like, I don't know, Maya just makes me cringe so hard, but that's kind of why I love her character so much, is because she's like so horrible, but also like so like endearing, and like, I don't necessarily see myself that much in her because I feel like I wasn't as like flamboyant. Like I feel like she's very out there and she's very like weirdly extroverted, but also like shy. But I love like the first episode where she like wants to buy that popular girl the necklace. I'm like, why are you doing this? Like it made me so like stressed out that she was like that. But then I don't know, I just love that whole like that weird, I don't know, it's like I wish there was like one word to just describe like why someone feels compelled to do stuff like that.
Yeah, and it was like the perfect buildup where her Shuju is like, we're poor, and it was like her like
no,
grappling her grappling with the idea of like the concept of money for the first time and like class.
Yeah, she was like shit, and she was just
like
really
no, don't say that. Like
putting them in like putting everyone in like a weird, awkward, hard place.
Yeah. I love it so much. I also really love the episode where her cousin, is it her cousin or family friend?
Like her like her like friend.
Her friend from Japan comes to visit.
I love that episode. It's so funny.
Oh my
god. I just love how like jealous and like competitive and crazy she gets, and she gets so scared that like Ume's gonna hate her that she like tries to make everyone hate Ume. I was like,
yeah. And she's like afraid Umi's gonna tell her mother that she was like masturbating in the bathroom. Oh, yeah. She's like laid flat out on the bathroom floor.
I like that. And then I like that she was like, yeah, I'm like fluent in Japanese, and everyone's like, no, you're not, except for like Anna, who's like, oh my god, yeah, she's like, it's like so cool that she like just knows what.
Yeah.
But then like at the end when Ume was like, why were you naked? And she was like, huh? Like in Japanese, and she was like, what? And then she was like, oh. She was like, you weren't wearing any clothes, and she was like, oh, I don't know, like I'm just weird.
Yeah.
Like that has never happened to me. Like I don't know why she didn't lock the door, but like,
yeah,
you know, I love that.
And I love her like material that she looks at of like,
oh yeah, like
desert and like fruit and a boob.
Like some like cute boy from like some teen magazine and like a boob.
Oh my god.
Where did she get those?
Yeah.
The dunes.
The dunes. I love the dunes.
Yeah, and the last episode was so painful. I was like, oh my god, it was so stressful and like so sad and like,
yeah,
but like felt real.
Yeah, Maya trying to give a blowjob, that was like made me scream.
Like,
my god,
it made me so stressed out. I was like, this is so gross and like so sad and like I don't know. It was just, yeah, it's rough. But I just love the way it ended. Like I just love, you know, the whole series. I thought it was really solid.
Yeah. I feel like I could talk about it endlessly. There's like so much, like them trying to do modeling and Maya pretending to be a mom, or like
oh my god, her like with Anna's mom's vibrator.
Yeah.
I was like, what's wrong with you? You're like so crazy.
And then, oh yeah, I love the episode that they dedicated to Yuki, which is Maya's mom. I thought that was like so great, and you could see like all her, kind of like all the little bits of Maya,
like inner life.
Yeah, her inner life, and also parts of Maya that you're like, how did you get like this? And then you kind of see Yuki's like super stubborn and like is willing to like lie just to like save face. Yeah.
like petty, a little bit petty and like kind of lying, but also like she kind of just goes with stuff, which is I also feel like Maya's a little bit like that, where she just kind of goes with things, even though she
exactly.
probably shouldn't. I guess there's not really anything wrong with that. It's just kind of nerve-wracking when you see it all laid out like that. Like just, the possibilities of someone's life just kind of out there. And you're like, oh my God, don't do that. But she does anyway.
Yeah, totally. So good.
Yeah, I highly recommend if you can handle the cringe. I also feel like, I don't know, I'm not sure if my cringe tolerance is high or not. I feel like it's probably middle.
I mean, I feel like it is cringe, but I feel like it's like a sincere cringe. Like to me, when I think of cringe, I think of like people accidentally doing things that are uncomfortable, but this is all purposeful and like real, like scary real. So yeah,
We're just
really
I feel like every single like segment of episodes, like first season, first half of the second season, they all had like these like moments that just felt like really like visceral and uncomfortable. Like
yeah,
I really enjoyed it. Where it's just like it's hard to like explain. Like it's kind of like a mixture of secondhand embarrassment, but also like firsthand. I remembered something similar happening and like feeling stressed out about it.
Yeah, totally. Gosh, yeah. Let's see. What's another favorite that you can think of?
I put down Squid Game because you reminded me that we like that. It's kind of hard to talk about Squid Game because it's just so like kind of really well trodden territory. Like everyone's talked about it.
Yeah.
And I feel like, did we talk about it? I feel like we probably didn't talk about it in any framing or like recording capacity, but I think that we discussed it a little bit. I feel like it's a solid, simplistic movie, or not movie, TV show, where it kind of was just, it wasn't trying to do too much, which I enjoyed.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you like got in like after everyone was talking about it, I could see why you wouldn't like it as much, but I really enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people were like really trying to sell the like anti-capitalist message of it, but my enjoyment was more that it was like, I don't know, it reminded me of like really weird like manga, like prison dang it, what is that one where it's like they play games? Kind of like Kakegurui where it's like really absurd.
Kaiji?
Not Kaiji, it's like what is it? Is it called like prison games or something? I'm trying to think of the name. But it's also kind of the same element.
It kind of reminds me of Kaiji in the sense that it's very like high stakes, I guess.
Right. Yeah. I think it's, dang it, I can't think of what it's called. Anyway, it just reminded me of like, I just like really enjoyed the absurdity of it and like the melodrama of like the characters and their lives, and I just thought it was very fun, fast paced. Like
I kind of liked that they like explore the different types of archetypes, but they weren't. It's not even like they subverted those archetypes. It's just more like they really like kind of went deep into them and like really explored that, and I enjoy that. I feel like it's a fun like character exercise because it's just everyone's kind of just what you see is what you get. More or less.
Totally. What else did I like? I think another favorite of mine was Can't Get You Out of My Head, which was the Adam Curtis documentary. Did you get to watch any of that?
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh my God, it's like extremely upsetting. Basically,
I was rewatching I was rewatching Hypernormalization, but I need to watch Can't Get You Out of My Head.
Oh, nice. I love Hypernormalization. Can't Get You Out of My Head is like just like the scope of it and like him connecting all these pieces of history and like ending it in our modern world was just like really, it's both like eye-opening and just like, I don't know, just how he like gets into like conspiracy theories and like the sources of them and like the rise of like individualism and populism and like failures of revolution specifically, that was like really, I don't know, not touching, like I don't know, it just like really affected me to see all these laid out so like methodically. So yeah, I really like, and also he just has like a really interesting like storytelling style. I love his how he like cuts together montages, and his timing is really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I highly recommend that, and it's all free to watch as well.
Okay, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Watch it.
And then what else? Succession, that was a fun season. So I was kind
I've
of
only watched the first season. A little
okay.
bit.
Yeah, I felt like it was a bit plotting. Like I'm kind of getting tired of like people sitting in boardrooms, kind of like trading barbs. But I like the way it kind of the last 2 episodes really pushed it kind of like upped my list a little bit, because it was finally like there's like a little bit of honesty between these characters, because they're being like kind of pushed to the brink of their greed and desperation. But yeah, I thought it was really solid. What else? I liked Arcane. What We Do in the Shadows.
You were watching that when you were here.
Yeah, Arcane. It was
think I finished
beautiful.
all of it. But I do
No,
like
I finished it when I got home, but did you finish it or no?
I think I have some episodes left. I enjoyed it, even though I don't play League of Legends.
Yeah, totally. What's that?
Sorry, I opened Netflix and like start playing. I think I was just trying to look at TV shows that I watched. I watched like this like Hulu show, Only Murders in the Building, which I enjoyed, but it's very cheesy and corny.
What's it called?
Only Murders in the Building. It's like
okay.
It was like Steve Martin Short, and Selena Gomez were in it.
Oh, okay. I remember hearing about that.
It's like it's very like it's somewhat fluffy, even though it's like murder, and doesn't really feel super like dark or anything. Yeah, I enjoyed that one. I thought it was pretty solid.
Nice.
Pretty fun.
I'm trying to think what else. We Are Lady Parts, I think, came out this year, right? Did you ever watch that?
No.
Let me double check. Yeah, okay, yeah, it did come out this year. Yeah, this was really cute. It's like a 6-episode series, and it's about these like girls who form like a punk rock band. I should say they're all like Muslim girls. And they each have their own like basically it just follows not each of their lives, but they each have their own like little challenges to overcome. Right. The main girl is Amina, who's like a microbiology student, and the band tries to recruit her to be their lead guitarist, because she plays guitar, and like, but she's not allowed to perform because of like religious reasons or something. So she's kind of like got to grapple with that as she decides to like join the band and starts dating, and you know, the usual thing when there's like a religious person and they have to like kind of forgo their tenets to do what they want to do.
And you just start watching more British shows again.
Yeah, it was really cute, and I think there's going to be a season 2, but I really liked it. It was like really sweet. Let's see. And then my honorable mentions are Foundation, which is like a sci-fi show based on Asimov's books. And I really like the scope of that. It covers like centuries through this like through like a lot of like cryogenic freezing, and because this like the main like kind of like antagonist of the story is this king who like clones himself constantly. So he's basically lived forever, and he like raises baby versions of himself, grows old, clones a new baby. So he's constantly like teaching himself and like supposedly improving his like genetic line or whatever. Yeah, there's like a lot of good sci-fi concepts that you don't see a lot, and also like actually pretty visually interesting. Like I think it's like better than Dune. Visually, there's a lot of like fun like costuming and like architecture that's not just like monochromatic and like brutalist, which is like, you know, the standard fare. There's a lot of like color and interesting textures, and I had fun watching it.
Nice.
Yeah. And then lastly, we have Reservation Dogs, which is like a really cute, like low key.
Oh yeah.
Like kind of like young adult comedy about these kids that live on the res. Did you get to watch any of that?
I didn't watch it, but I had seen it. I feel like I just didn't watch a lot of TV this year. Like, I don't know what was going on. I usually love TV.
I feel you. Yeah, they're like, it's set in like rural Oklahoma on the res, and you know, they have to steal and, you know, rob people to like kind of get by, and they're all like grappling with, you know, stuff at home and what they want to do, and they're trying to get off the res. But yeah, I thought it was really sweet and funny.
Yeah, I think another honorable mention for me, I guess this is the only one, is I like the second season of it. I Think You Should Leave.
Oh yeah.
Like you know, the parts with Patty in it.
Yeah.
Patty Harrison was my favorite part. She's just fun. She's just funny, you know.
Yeah.
I think I didn't like it as much as I liked the first season, but there were still a lot of parts that I really enjoyed and like, you know, still found very funny, and like love the weird pattern shirts.
Yeah. God, so good. I like, and the, what are they called? Sloppy steaks. I love the sloppy steaks. So many gems. Yeah, that one is really good. Yeah, Dane is my little brother who's constantly always saying like, I'm just joking, when he like when I have something to eat and he like wants a bite, you know.
Oh
I love that skit. But yeah, that's all I have for TV. Do you have any last ones?
I do not. I'm good.
Sweet. Yeah, that's all I got. I wish I paid, I didn't pay that much attention to music. That's like the one medium I'm kind of bad at tracking, and I also just like I don't know. I feel like there's so much music that comes out, and I don't want to like, I don't know. I usually follow vibes, which takes me to like older, like not contemporary music. It's just like not like concerned to see what's like brand new. Same with books. I don't know.
Yeah,
hard to read contemporary books for me. But yeah, that's our best of movies and TV and comics.
Cool.
Heck yeah.
Let us know what you guys liked from the last year, and maybe we'll check it out. I mean, I feel like I was, you know, there were certain things I was paying attention to. Like I did listen to music, but I kind of feel like, as you said, I kind of go into my phases where I'll just like end up listening to something from like, I don't know, something really old for like 2 weeks straight. Just like one song.
Yeah, exactly. I'll have like one work playlist that I just play and like zone out to, so I can like draw, you know.
Yeah, it's not exactly like the most like, oh my god, I know exactly what I'm gonna.
But yeah, let's see. Do you have any events coming up? We are in a new year. Do you have an announcement to make? Like, is Snot Girl coming out this year? Like,
Snot Girl is coming out this year.
Sweet.
I'm working on it. I guess, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know when it's coming out exactly. I don't want to give any details that I haven't figured out yet. So
gotcha.
Yeah, we'll see.
Sweet.
But yeah, do you have anything?
No, not really. I think the only thing I wanted to mention was our mini comic award contest thingy, which we're very excited for. If you drew mini comics last year and self-published them, send them in to us. I'll put info down below. But yeah, we're running a contest. There's 5 categories you can enter, and you will get a little trophy, and you'll get a prize from one of our wonderful sponsors. So yeah, we already have 60 entries.
Wow.
Across categories.
A lot of mini comics to read.
Yeah. Oh, and our guest judge is Chris Mukai. So that's fun. Yeah, we're having lots of fun reading all your minis.
Okay.
Sweet. Yeah, we'll probably record again. Oh, I feel like I want to do more interviews. I liked re-listening to the interviews we've been rerunning on.
Right.
On
We
the
haven't
channel.
done an interview in a bit. A couple months.
Yeah. We should poke people.
I'm like, hello. Would you like to be
hi, stranger?
We have nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
Here's a list of our questions that we're gonna ask you.
Maybe I'll annoy people who have books coming out, so they'll feel like they have something to talk about.
Right, makes sense.
Yeah,
that's a good strategy. Okay, so you can find me, Leslie, at on Twitter at Leslie Hung, and on Instagram at Dairy Free. Oh, I'm also coming. I also did a print with Lacey from Big Bud Press, so that's coming out on the 13th. It's gonna be like they have like shirts and pants and jumpsuits and bags and stuff. So yeah, that'll be interesting.
it looks so good.
Cool. It looks so crazy. Like I was like, well, this is like really a lot.
It's like pink lemonade and like, yeah, it looks amazing. I'm really excited for it.
And yeah, so check those out. And do you?
What do I have? Yeah, you can find me at Sloane on Twitter, sloanesloane.com. And I'll leave links below so you can find details about our mini comic award contest. Yeah, that's our show.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have more episodes this year.
Yeah, I feel excited for this year's. I'm feeling reinvigorated for some reason. I think it's just like New Year mania kind of, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll see if it sticks.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. Well, let's sign off then. We will talk to you all later. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Yay.